Wow. Okay. Well, hello and welcome to Tea Talk. I'm so glad to see you. As I told you last week, we're going to come to you this week with something very special. You all know that it is Thanksgiving time, and you can see behind me, I've got my pumpkins ready. Even though from East Texas, we don't eat pumpkin pie, but I've got a chef on here. I'm going to ask him about what to do with these pumpkins here that I got when we went out to a little event we went to, and they gave me these pumpkins. I said, let me take them home. But now what do I do with them? So I am just so excited to have Bruce here. And a lot of you will know him from Sweetie Pies, and he is a professional cook. What do you call it? I say cook, but there's another word, culinary arts. What do you call it, Bruce?
Extraordinaire.
Culinary extraordinaire.
There you go.
It just simply means he can show cook, and he's been to school to cook. He got experience in cooking, and he cooks professionally for more than just his family. You know, sometimes our family will tell us, oh, Ma, that was good, because they want you to keep cooking, right? But you don't cook for anybody else. But he cooked multiple dishes and is experienced in all areas. So I have asked him to come and talk to us today. I want you to get to know him, know his family, where he's from and everything. So so anyway, go ahead and tell somebody right now, get on and cook. You got to see Bruce from Sweetie Pies. He's going to be cooking a dish for us and talking about Thanksgiving, how he does it around his house, how he grew up, and giving us some tips. Make sure if you have any questions, put your questions in the chat so that he can get back with you and answer, or just to say hi to him and welcome him to Tea Talk, okay? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get the professional, the chef extraordinaire, Mr. Bruce from Sweetie Pies. Come on, Mr. Bruce, and say hello to Tea Talk.
Good evening. Good afternoon. I said good evening. Good afternoon. I'm so everywhere. I sometimes lose track of time.
I know you travel all over the place cooking, don't you?
Oh man, I can't even talk a lady. I don't know. Sometimes I get up, I'll be like, okay, what state I'm in? I'll be forgetting. You know, I just be, it's just one of them callings that God has called me to do. And this is one of the things where I just enjoy doing is cooking. You know,
Well, tell me about that. Did you start out cooking as a child? Where did you get this passion from?
Well, this is the story. Okay, I used to be in the kitchen all the time with my mom when I was little, but I was one of those bad boys, so I got in a little trouble. So yeah, I know, right? So I was incarcerated for 10 years.
Uh-huh.
Right? So in that, I was thinking like, okay, what am I gonna do when I get out? You know, that's, I'm gonna have to be a felony, but something that's going to be around for a long period of time. Mm-hmm. And so I had a choice between cooking and working on cars. Okay. Now, I get my hands and stuff, my nails and stuff.
Yeah, that all up under your fingers just wasn't sounding too good, huh?
It wasn't sounding too good, you know what I mean? And I was like, hold on, wait a minute. So I started looking at the salaries. I'm like, okay, car repair, cooking. I can do a shop where I can make the same as cooking, but you can do the side hustle and you can make it. And I can do catering and make it even more. Okay, cooking it is.
Okay. So was your mom or your grandmother, what did you learn how to cook?
Well, my mom always taught me how to cook because I was always in the kitchen with her. And then I went to school. I went to culinary school, and it taught me a whole bunch of things about like reading recipes and stuff like that. So I took that to heart. And then when I came home from prison, I landed a job with Sweetie Pies, okay. Which was back then, it was like 2010, I believe, when I started working with them. And I started off as just serving tables. But I had that cooking knowledge that I had as well. And I came home in March of 2010. I started with them like in June, maybe 2010. I never get it. It was March 19th, 2010 when I came home. And
wow. So what was that like? So how did you find out about Sweetie Pies?
Well, me and Tim was incarcerated together.
Uh-huh.
So that his mom had a restaurant and stuff like that. And then if I need a job, look him up when I come home. But you know, guys in prison, they just be talking. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna buy that. So when I came home, I didn't call him right off. You know what I mean? And then we wind up bumping to each other like at a gas station or something. And he like, man, you out? You ain't called me and this and that. I said, man, I ain't, I ain't gonna be like one of them other guys. I was gonna try to find my own way.
Right.
And he like, man, come by the restaurant to see me. So I came by the restaurant and it took off from there.
Wow, what a blessing. And that just makes my heart warm because so many people do find themselves incarcerated or in a little trouble, whatever. And when they come out, sometimes they make it, sometimes they don't. But I think the moral of that story is, do connect with other people, do reach out, but also that Sweetie Pie would give you an opportunity. But I see that her son or grandson, had been in some trouble. So she understood that just because you've been behind bars does not mean that you are, no good for anything. There's a lot of good in everybody. So exactly. I'm glad she gave you an opportunity.
And that was her motto. That was Miss Robbie's motto, giving people second chances. Now, before, when I started there, it was no show or nothing like that. When I started, it wasn't, all this stuff came after the fact. We wasn't, I didn't come in, I was a regular server, wiping off tables, serving people. It wasn't, I came home and bam, we was on a reality TV show.
No, okay. So you were serving, at the tables in a restaurant facility somewhere, and then they came in and made them a show, and you were there already part of the family.
Already part of the family. So I started just, having little scenes with acting on as a funny server, and then I wound up moving up to a floor manager to the restaurant manager. Well, yeah, the restaurant manager. And then now they want to start expanding. So we wound up opening up another couple more stores in St. Louis, and then we went to California, then we went to Memphis, and then we went to Texas, which,
right. And that's how you got to Texas.
Right. Yeah, we went to Texas, and then Mississippi.
And Mississippi. Wow. Well, we're happy that you have found your home in Texas here. We really enjoyed having you at First Met and cooking in culinary. I see you got your culinary uniform on there, your apron.
Come on, I keep this. Everywhere I go.
Well, yeah, well, you have certainly been a blessing to us. So tell us about your family.
Well, like I say, I'm married. I've been married for 22 years now.
Wonderful.
And my wife, when I came home, she's like, "Are you sure you want to do this? You sure?" I'm like, "Listen, it's gonna make it happen. We're gonna do good in it. Yeah. Hey, this is where we got to go." So she was kind of, like, "Are you sure?" Because we moved from St. Louis to California, and then we was out there in California for like 4 years, I think. Yeah, wow. 4 years we was out there in California, and I couldn't wait to leave. Oh, Lord have mercy.
I know California is a different place. My daughter lives out there. I could not live out there. I mean, it's a nice place to visit, but.
So I tell people, most people like, why you move? California so nice. If you look at my bills from now, and you look at my bills where I was in California, you understand why.
Right. Yeah, because people come down here and they sell their house in California, come down here and pay cash for a house, and get a house 2 or 3 times bigger than what they had. So, yeah, it's a high dollar up there in California.
Like I said, you want to go up there and give all your money away, then go right ahead. Now I go for vacation.
Okay.
And I come right back.
And come on back home. Well, good. Well, we are so happy that you're here and that you're still doing what God gave you, the blessing that he gave you to use your hands to gain your wealth. And then also, I think I like it because you use your hands also to serve. And I just believe that God is going to continue to bless your hands even more because you have a servant's heart, but you have a gift and a talent with your hands. So, we've been out with COVID, but we know that you're coming back to First Met and going to be cooking breakfast there and some things. And we've been talking about getting some things together that he can cook some dinners and things for people at First Met. So we got some things in mind. So don't y'all got to come over to First Met and taste his cooking and get to meet him personally. But listen, go ahead.
And then, like I say, my children, I have 4 children. And now just have my 5th grandchild. And people like, you got 5 grandbabies? I'm like, yeah, I just look this good,
That's right. I love it. I love it.
So yeah, I just had my fifth grandchild last month. Matter of fact.
Wow.
So I got my oldest daughter Jasmine, and
Mhm.
then Ronald, we call him Jay. That's my son. He's right under her, and then Brandy is right under Jay, and
Uh-huh.
then Jada is the baby.
Right.
And then Jaden, Ava, Brooke, Maya, and Jay.
Go ahead on. Go ahead on. You have a blessed man. And I know your wife was there a little bit earlier. She's still there. She can say hello. She's such a
Yeah,
sweet
I
lady.
wish she pop in. Miss George, she in there. I don't know. Probably
Okay.
some soap
Tell
operas or
whenever
something.
she get a minute, just say hello to the audience, okay?
Right, right.
Let y'all know this because I really believe that men are really, God called them to lead, but he always gives them a beautiful, strong woman to help them fulfill their dreams and aspirations. So I just wanted to honor her because I know it's hard,
Right.
coming out, getting restarted. You need somebody to believe in you and not only believe in you, but to help you. and
Exactly.
and look here, and Pastor would appreciate this, and to put up with you, while
And,
you try to figure it out.
and the thing is like this here, where it was hard. I mean, I'm gone for 10 years, and she managed everything. Made sure she got the kids, got them up there and visit. And I just like I said, I take my head off to it because, a lot of women won't do that. A
Yeah,
lot of
they
women,
be gone.
the minute you get sensitive time, they gone. You
Yeah,
know, but
yeah,
I was blessed. You know what I'm saying? God blessed us where He kept us strong, kept us together. You know,
yeah.
and I just thank God every day that
Well, good.
because she is a strong, amazing woman.
She deserves all of her accolade, and that's why I wanted her just to come on and for the people to see her, because we want to honor her for what she has done to keep this family together. Because Thanksgiving is all about family, and
Exactly.
usually in the Black home, it's usually the Black woman that plays a really big part in Thanksgiving, whether it's the cooking or getting people together or feeding people, loving on people. But that's not always true in every case.
Right.
We have a lot of men who stepped up who can cook, and so we wanted to just kind of honor you today, the chef, the man that's going to be cooking. So tell us
Yeah.
about Thanksgiving, and whenever your wife gets a chance to pop in, that'll be good. But what are
Okay.
you cooking? I see you over there in the kitchen. Tell me about what you're cooking.
Well, right now, it's just like every day in the house. Daddy, what you cooking? Babe, what you cooking? So today, I mean, I just decided to cook just a little something. Some cornbread and some
Something,
cabbage.
something. Okay, what you got? A little something, something over there in the cornbread.
The cornbread about to come out of the oven. I got to see this is homemade scratch cornbread. So I
Oh.
don't know if y'all see that or not, but it's kind of hot. You know, we got
Mm,
that homemade cornbread,
okay.
and this is made with love. And it's made from scratch too. So
Okay. I
yeah,
have to admit, I don't use homemade anymore. My mother taught me how to make homemade cornbread because it's what we made. Now I
right.
go with Jiffy.
So I
I know
just
you
I
gonna.
just make everything from scratch. Just a little something. Just because we don't eat out that much.
Oh, what is that? That's baked chicken?
Baked chicken, yeah.
Whoa,
There's some baked chicken.
that
And,
looks good.
listen, one thing about it is when you up in here, you're gonna eat. People come over to my house, man, what you cooking? Whatever you want.
Okay.
You know.
So
So
let's
this
talk about Thanksgiving meal because and I was telling you earlier how in East Texas we grew up not poor because my grandfather was a farmer, so we had all the vegetables and
right,
food that we needed. We just didn't have a lot of cash money, but we never went hungry. But one of the things that we did not eat a lot of turkey, as I remember. We ate what we call a hen.
okay.
So if you're in the chat room, you know what a hen is. Let me know. Hit me up in the chat room. And so we don't have to have turkey for Thanksgiving. Tell us about how people are cooking now, because I see you're having chicken here. Could you have chicken on a Thanksgiving? Was this something you would serve on a Thanksgiving day?
But this is something like in our household, it's like we cook this stuff every day is Thanksgiving for us. We look at it like every day is a holiday in our house, in our
Mhm.
household. We are blessed. We wake up, God bless us to wake up every morning. It's a holiday.
Right.
So if we feel like cooking turkey on 4th of July. That's what we do. We don't necessarily have like special days that we cook because, like I say, this is what we do all the time. You know.
Right. Now let me ask you this, okay? Because I see those seasonings behind, and it's Thanksgiving, and I want to see if I can get a couple of your tips. You know, one of them specifically for pumpkin pie, because I'm gonna have to make a pumpkin pie here.
I see the pumpkin.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make pumpkin pie. Do you have a specific recipe? Have you ever cooked pumpkin pie?
Well, I never did pumpkin pie. I always did sweet potato.
Tell us about sweet potato pie then, because I heard that you can do the same thing for pumpkin pie that you do sweet potato pie. Do you think?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just instead of using your sweet potato, the recipe is pretty much the same. You got your nutmeg, you got your cinnamon, you got your butter, your margarine. Everything is the same. Instead of using sweet potato, you just use a pumpkin.
Okay. So give us some tips about your sweet potato pies that you made. So how do you make your sweet potato pies? Can you give us the recipe? Is that a secret?
I'll give y'all a recipe. Okay.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Go ahead. Give us, y'all get y'all's pens. Get your pens right quick.
Now I go to the store and get these type of crusts now. So
that's okay. That's where I'm going. I go to the same place. I don't have time. My mama used to roll that dough out and cut it and pinch it and stuff like that. I don't have time to do all that.
See, that's why I do. So I go to the store and I buy these.
Okay, I got you.
And these right here, I roll them out. And this is how I make my crust and stuff like that. Put it in the oven, let it brown. I make my mixture.
So you wait a minute. You see, this is something that my mom used to do, but my mother-in-law didn't do this. They didn't bake their pie crust before. So sometimes it'll be kind of gummy, I would think, to me. Yeah. So you do bake your pie crust before you put the filling in?
Oh, most definitely. Because it give that crust that crunchy flavor. That's
exactly. Instead of
when you cut it, you got like a crust coming up, not something that's gummy.
Yeah. So so you bake your crust.
And baked crust, I just get all my fillings. My sweet
potatoes. What you put in your filling? We gotta know what to put in the filling now.
Okay, you got sweet potatoes, but I got sweet potatoes in the oven.
Okay, you got sweet potatoes. So you bake your sweet potatoes in the oven?
I bake them in the oven. I don't put them on the stove top. Yeah.
See, that's what Mama Pat used to do. She would say, don't put them on the top and boil them. You boil all the flavor out of them. Just put them in the oven and let them bake till they get soft. Okay, go ahead. I got them.
And you turn them up too. When you put them on the stove top, because people constantly stir them. You know? I don't do that. I put them in the oven and they come out looking just like that. So I wanted to have it on there because, like I said, I love sweet potatoes. Is one of my favorite vegetables to cook. Because I love my grandkids. They love my daughter. She really loves. I remember when she was pregnant with my grandson, she used to come up to sweet pies, and I used to fix her some fried chicken, some sweet potatoes, and macaroni and cheese.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! So do you have the foil paper over those sweet potatoes?
Yeah, I have a foil over it.
Oh, that's a little secret, y'all. Keep the moisture in. Is that right? Because I never covered my sweet potatoes. Think he's frozen. He's gonna come back in a minute, y'all. Hold on. Oh, there he goes. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So when you cook them like this, they come out. They come out hard. You got to wash it off so you come and say hi. Wash it off.
I want you to come say hi when you get pretty, okay? So you put water in those sweet potatoes and cover them up, and like instead of boiling them on the stove, you're cooking them in the juice. How much water did you put in there?
This is probably like about maybe, I would say maybe a half a quart of water. And
so you cover the sweet potatoes up?
Yeah, you cover them up just a little bit. You
with the water.
With water, but
and then
I mix my sugar, my vanilla flavor, my cinnamon, my nutmeg. I mix all that in the water. When I mix it,
what?
I put it on top, and then I put my butter and margarine in here as well, and I just let it bake.
So wait a minute now. So in there, cinnamon, nutmeg, butter,
cinnamon, nutmeg, butter, margarine, and vanilla extract.
Okay, what kind of sugar do you put in there?
TNH.
What?
CNH, that pure C, that's how they turn out,
Oh.
I just put regular sugar, not brown sugar. I put regular sugar in here.
So white sugar, okay.
White sugar. Like I say, it just depends on how many people I'm cooking for. Like this small dish right here, we did probably like maybe 3 cups of sugar, a stick of margarine, a stick of butter.
So you use margarine and butter?
Yeah, I do margarine and butter because margarine don't have. I mean, butter really don't have a taste.
Okay.
The have the taste, so that's what brings out the flavor. And the butter is the margarine.
Oh, we learning. So you got cinnamon, nutmeg. Okay. So you're gonna bake that till it's the potatoes are soft.
Yeah.
And then when you get ready to make your sweet potato pies,
I just put this in a blender and then just blend it all up because it's already cooked. So it's like sweet potato. So I put it all in the blender, have the pies separate, and then just scoop the filling off and put it right in the pies and put them in the oven.
Let me ask you this, because some people put eggs in there. Do you put eggs in there?
Yeah, I add some eggs to it. Once I blend it up, I add eggs to it.
About 2 eggs or what, 4?
About 2 eggs. 2 eggs good enough. That way it can stick together. Eggs what coincide, what makes things come together. Okay, so you got your eggs in there. You know, something else somebody said to put in there, cream milk, like condensed milk or either pet milk. I use evaporated milk. Okay. Yeah, evaporated milk. It's always good.
Okay. But no, what's that other kind of milk that
condensed milk? No, I don't use that. I use evaporated milk.
I would think condensed milk would be too sweet, but some people say they put it in there, and then you just put it in there, bake it. I'm okay. I got me a recipe.
Put it in the oven and bake your pies for like 15, because everything's already done. You just want to get that brownness on top of the pie. So your filling's already done, your crust is already done. You just want to get it together, and then just bake it for like 15, 20 minutes, and your pie is ready.
All right. Okay, good. We got that recipe. So I can do the same thing with my pumpkins. I just scoop the seeds out and put the pumpkin in the pan same way. Put all this, I'm gonna make pumpkin pie. I'm gonna let you know how.
Because like I say, with pumpkin pie, it needs you just do it for us with your flavor, how you want it to taste, and that's it. And then once you get that your feeling to how your taste is, and then just put it in your crust and put it in the oven.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I think it's gonna be a little project my grandkids and I do together.
There you go.
So we're gonna do that. Okay, now the next one that people love, there's 3 things: macaroni and cheese. Do you have an easy recipe for macaroni and cheese?
Yeah, like I say, I cook. I wish I had cooked someday, but it's just us. My daughter, she's going to Arizona, so my other daughter, she at work. So it's like it was just us. We cooking for it. It's gonna be they're gonna be back tonight. I should have made some macaroni, but.
Well, you're gonna have to make some probably for Thanksgiving anyway, right?
Oh, yeah, that's why I ain't fixing it, because we're gonna fix something next week. Okay. And like I say, I normally fix a nice size pan of it. And like I say, I do pasta. I do like 4 different cheeses with my mac and cheese. Milk, eggs. I use milk and eggs. What else? Sour cream. I put sour cream in the mac and cheese.
Sour cream? Oh wow! How much sour cream you put in there?
Like it's just like a scoop, spoonful. You put a spoonful of sour cream. I whip it up. So I mix regular milk and evaporated milk together, along with my eggs, and I put my sour cream in there with my salt, my black pepper. I put a little sugar in there. My macaroni don't be sweet, but it have like a little sweet taste to it.
Sweet, yeah.
And I mix it. I cook the noodles, and I put chop my butter, my margarine, my Velveeta, and I mix all the cheeses and everything up together. Yeah. And then I put everything in. I put it in one of these little dishes. I got plenty of dishes around here. Let me see. But it'll be a big one. It'll be a bigger one than this.
Okay, yeah, kind of deep dish, like
a deep dish, but it'll be a little wider. And then put everything in there. Put some cheese on top of it. And I stick in the oven about 45 minutes.
Right. Now, when you say the different 4 cheeses, are they slices of cheese or is it like shredded cheese?
Well, I do Velveeta.
Uh-huh.
So I cut the Velveeta up in like little blocks.
Uh-huh.
And then I do Monterey Jack and Kobe. And
Uh-huh.
then I do sharp cheddar. So I
Yeah.
mix all those cheeses up together. And then I put like a shredded cheese on top of it.
Okay.
So therefore, when it's baking, that shredded cheese, it got that brown golden look. And then that's how I know I'm not
Yeah.
hungry.
Ooh, you hush your mouth.
I know, right? Yeah,
You making me
I
get ready for Thanksgiving.
cooked right here. Yeah, I got the table out back already. So we got a big old prep table now. So now you know how when your kitchen be limited, like where you
Right.
want to cook stuff at. But nah, not no more. We got a big old prep table now.
So you got a separate room where you actually do your prepping that's got a prep table in it? Uh-oh, I think you froze again. He'll come back in a minute. There you go. Go ahead. You froze for a minute. Go ahead.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Uh-huh. So is it prep table? Like, did you set it up like in your garage somewhere? You have a special room? Because I know you cater as
Right.
well.
No, I bring it in house. So anytime I do the catering, I just bring it in house. That way I can have a space where like I'm in a regular kitchen. So
Right.
I bring it in and I sit it right on the other side of where I'm sitting at,
Uh-huh.
and I just mix
Lay
everything
it
and
out.
yeah, it's more easier.
So tell me too, do you cater any for Thanksgiving, or do you, some people, my mom used to make pies and cakes, and people would order pies and cakes galore for thank because they didn't want to bake. And so do you do any catering right now?
Last year I did a whole bunch of catering, and it's just I didn't put nothing out there this year because I'm being back and forth all the time, and I know I said this time I'm gonna be in town, but I didn't want to do a whole lot of cake like I did last year because I want to sit down and enjoy
A
Thanksgiving.
rest. Yeah,
Relax
exactly.
a little bit because the thing is where I get a lot of people calling, want this, and then I mean I'm limited. Now when I was in the restaurant, I had limited space.
Right, right.
You got people they want a fried turkey, they want a ham, they want this, they want that. And I'm like, oh, where I'm cook all that stuff at?
I know, right? And your wife probably saying, look, you're gonna need to get this stuff out of here. I need to have my Thanksgiving. What about our family? So, and that's one of the things that,
I was trying to cook our meal and I was trying to do all the catering.
yeah.
And then now we was behind eating because I was trying to get everybody else stuff out.
Ooh, that's not gonna work right there.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna be upset.
Yeah,
But one thing, I was telling about my aunt, my great aunt, because she had a whole bunch of children. And when we went for Thanksgiving, everything was ready. I'll be thinking, like, how in the world she do this? But she would start baking like 2 or 3 weeks out and putting stuff in the freezer.
Right.
And so the week of, she was pretty much taking things out, letting them thaw out or putting them in the oven. And so that's how, so I got to start doing that. And probably that might be something too, is if you decide to do it next year, maybe we can kind of do it earlier. I was telling you about, you coming back to First Met, and we start trying to do some things there, working up small, and then working up maybe this time next year, you be done cooked up a whole bunch of stuff in a deep freeze somewhere. You can just pull it out and ring it up, cha-ching.
And that's the thing. It's just all about your space. You doing this catering, you want everybody to have fresh stuff, and yet you don't have a space for it. Like my house, I don't have a space for I want to store 15 macaronis or
exactly,
because like I said, I could prep all the stuff up, like you said, prep all of it up and then just put it in the oven.
Then what you're gonna do? You got to keep it frozen and fresh until the person comes to get it. Well, I just see that in the future. I just see that God has something greater for you, and we're going to be talking further. So we'll have to have you back on another time as we progress into what God is doing for you in this new season. I'm going to call it a new season, that you'll be able to have all of that, and also be able to take your rest with your family on Thanksgiving and not being in a little kitchen trying to get everybody else served, and your stuff is late.
Cause I'm talking about last year I had my whole counter laid out with macaroni, greens. Somebody wanted, because they would just order size, really.
Yeah, because they got the other big stuff.
Yeah, we got the other big stuff. So I was cooking like big old pots of greens. I had like 10 macaronis, sweet potatoes. So I'm pulling stuff out of the oven, putting it in.
that had to be something else. Well, let me tell you, just mention something with greens. Do you have any tricks or any secrets to greens?
Well, actually, that's what one of our sides gonna be for Thanksgiving is greens.
Uh-huh. Do you cook with a pork bone, or do you cook with a grease can on the stove? What do you do?
I just cook with cooking grease with this. I like whatever. I don't really fry chicken. I put it in air fryer. But when you cooking, I get anything you use grease with. I use that cooking grease for us. But
that's old time. That's old time right there. That's my mama. She would cook, or we had some good old fried chicken. That grease would go in a can, and guess where it was gonna go next? In the greens, in the beans.
I put that down first, and I saute my onions and my bell peppers in that
grease.
In the grease. Then I add all my seeds and my water into my greens, and then I just add everything, my turkey, and I just add everything together. When they come out, oh my God.
Woo! Now, do you do turkey necks or do you do turkey wings? What do you put in there?
Turkey wings. I use turkey wings. Yep.
In your greens?
Yep, in my greens. I use turkey wings where I cut them up. Boil my turkey wings like a stock. When I put the stock in, I add that stock into the greens, and then I just debone the meat and put that meat right on in there.
Right.
It is amazing.
Wait, hold on. This is my husband. Hey, Pastor. I'm gonna keep talking with Bruce, and he's giving me some tips for the greens for Thanksgiving. Okay, I'm sitting right here at the front door. I'm watching for your package. Wait a minute. Hold on. He said he want to say hi to you. Hold on a minute. Okay, now you can say hi to Bruce.
Hey, Pastor. Man, I'm okay. I'm in this kitchen cooking.
All right, Pastor. He's gonna be back at First Met. He says he's on his way.
You better know it.
Okay. All right. Bye, Pastor. Okay. Sorry, I didn't turn that off, guys. But when you got a husband that knows you're at home, if you don't answer, he'd be like something's happening.
And look, my youngest daughter's talking about it. She just walked in. I think she smelled when I'm cooking. If she miles away, she smells. Here she come, huh? She come in. What you cooking?
That's my next question. Do your children take after you? Do you have them in the kitchen cooking, or would you rather just be by yourself?
No, I tell them to come in here so they can understand and know how to do stuff. So I ain't got to do everything all the time. I just want to relax. Now this one here, she'll call, Daddy, what to go in this? What go in this?
She likes to cook.
She like to cook. She don't like to cook for me, but she like to cook.
Is she pretty good?
Yeah, she's pretty good. She's pretty good.
Because I'm trying to train my grandkids. They are getting pretty good on some of my recipes. But I'm gonna perfect them every year because I'm wanting to come in one day and sit down and taste my own food, and I didn't have to cook it. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I be talking about. I want to teach y'all how to do this stuff. So I just like, okay, what y'all cooking?
Okay, now, yeah, you can smell it, and it smells like what you taught her to cook, and you could come in and sit down. That's where we going. So, okay, now the next one is the dressing. Tell me about the dressing, because the dressing is so important at every meal.
Listen, if you don't have a dressing for Thanksgiving, right, you might as well pack up, you know what I mean?
I know, people, you come into your house, they say, you don't have no dressing. What do you mean you don't have no dressing? They'll go somewhere else, won't they?
Oh, you better know it. Now that's that baked chicken just coming out.
Ooh, that looks good. That looks real good.
So like I said, this is something like when all the stuff was happening with this COVID, there was a thing. We cook more at home now.
So you got baked chicken, cornbread. What else you got over there?
I got some cabbage over here.
Uh-oh. Now, do you cook your cabbage the same way you cook your greens?
Same way. I got it. And it's all ready. All this stuff is ready.
Oh. Let me see the cabbage.
Let me stir this stuff up. And I got some turkey. I got some turkey wings in here as well. But
in the cabbage?
Yeah. Everything. We don't eat pork like that in here in our house. So
you don't. Oh, that looks good. Oh my goodness. Oh. That was my mother's favorite cabbage. She didn't really like greens that much, but she loved cabbage. Oh my goodness.
My wife the other way around.
Another cabbage.
She'll eat greens, but she don't eat cabbage.
She does. I mean, she would eat it, but we always had cabbage around the house, and I don't know why, but that's what she loved, and that's what I cooked. And ended up, she would do the sweets. I'm not really good at sweets. That's why around first met, people bring me cakes and pies because they know I don't usually cook. I go to the store and buy something. Mm-hmm. Now, Tracy is giving, she already called me and told me she got me some sweet potato pies. And, Sister Daniel, she always brings me this wonderful, wonderful pound cake that, that I depend on. People think I make it because it's at my house every year, but no, she's just so sweet. I hope she still does it this year. As well, because I never ask her. She just knows that's supposed to be on my table. Let me help Lady O out.
Right. But the dressing?
Yeah, what about the dressing?
I cook the cornbread up and then I just make my roux, my dressing with my poison season, my sage. I mix that roux of it and I get it to my liking, my tasting.
Now, when you say roux, Pastor's package just came. Hold that thought. Tell him about something else while I go get this package off the porch because he just called and told me it was coming. So don't tell him about the dressing because I got to hear about that when I come back.
We'll tell him about the dressing. I'm telling him about this baked chicken over here.
Okay, there
you go. Because I just, I started just being more healthier. So I eat a lot of baked food. So baked chicken and baked fish, in those natures, a lot of seafood. I don't really do pork like that, because blood pressure. So I try to keep that on those things to the minimum. But it's just the thing, with Thanksgiving, you just trying to cook for your family, and then y'all just have that moment because that's what it's all about, just that family time. And that's what Thanksgiving is about. We sit down, we eat together. And they say that family to eat together, pray together, you stay together.
Wow. And you know what? That's one of the things that COVID did for America. It brought the family back into the house where you ate, whether it was a sandwich, people weren't going out to, I'm going over here, I'll go over here. And people started staying in the house and eating together. I know we did more eating at the table together than we had ever done before.
Exactly. Because that's the thing, that's one that a family have right now. It's just be me, my wife, my youngest daughter here. Now my oldest daughter here, and then my grandchildren, because it was just us out here in Texas. We didn't have other family out here besides y'all. Mm-hmm. So when we cook, we just cook, and just for us. And they be like, "What, y'all cooking all the food for just y'all? Well, come on over."
Yeah, exactly.
So
and I don't know about you, but I have a hard time cooking for little people because I had a big family. So when Pastor and I first got married, I don't know how to cook in that little pot. I just know how to cook in this pot. I know how to cook this kind of roast. And so we'd always have all this food and he would get upset about it, but I didn't know how to cook for two people.
Yeah.
And he said, and I don't like to eat leftovers, but guess what? He had to eat leftovers because I couldn't cook for two people unless he wanted a TV dinner.
That means I got to cook tomorrow or the next day.
Exactly. Okay, so tell me about the dressing now. Okay, I'm back.
Okay. So like I said, I get my roux and stuff together. That's with your, like I said, your nutmeg, your water, eggs, all that. You mix all that together and get your roux together.
Now, okay, when you say water, you say roux, are you talking about what's that stuff they use? Poultry liquid? Chicken? It's in a little container like a milk you pour it out. What is it called?
Chicken broth.
Broth. Thank you.
Yeah, your chicken.
Is that part of your roux?
Yeah, that's part of my roux. I put in there because it got that chicken flavor in there.
Okay, so you put the chicken broth.
Yep, chicken broth, and then you don't have to do like add. I don't have to add no sugar, none of that stuff because all the stuff in my cornbread. So when I make the roux and stuff, my cornbread is already sweet. Mm-hmm. So I just mix everything up and then pour it over and mix it, and then I stick it in the oven. I know some people like dry, that real dry dressing. Now, my dressing be moist.
Me too. I don't like no dry dressing, no crumbly like.
What is that? Well, let me show you how to do this real quick.
I know. Or even the people say dressing and you go to the house and they got stuffing.
Yeah, no. I just
it's not dressing.
I make the cornbread like I just made it, and then I crunch it. You know what I'm saying? I smash it up.
Yeah, crumble it up. Uh-huh.
And then you add your chicken broth and your eggs and your pork season, all your roux and stuff to it, and then you just mix it.
Yeah. You know what I tell my grandkids, and you'll understand this though. Well, the first thing I do, when I'm doing my dressing, I make sure that my nails are cleaned out. I don't wear any jewelry. I mean, no nail polish. My hands are really, really clean
Mhm.
because I tell my kids, I said, the dressing and I have to talk. We have to
Exactly.
communicate. It's like we have this relationship. So they said, how do you know when the dress is ready? I said, when it starts feeling a certain way to my hands. They said, Mom, this don't sound too good the way you talk about this dressing. But do
Right.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. And that's how I am. You know, with everything I cook, I just, how you know it's ready, or how, because my hands tell me, or my nose tell me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
people understand, like when you fry chicken, the chicken talks to you.
yeah, yeah.
When you first put it in the grease, it's real loud, and
It's
then when it's
yeah.
done, you don't hear
Uh-huh.
nothing. It's silent. So people be like, I never paid attention to that. I'm like, yeah, it talked to you. It talked to you, telling you it's done. It's real quiet. It don't sound like when you first dropped it in the grease.
Yeah.
It's quiet and it's floating to the top. And now you know you got some good crispy chicken.
Now, that's one thing I don't do too much of. When I was growing up, my mother, one of the things we had to learn how to do is how to cut up a chicken.
Okay.
People today, they don't know how to cut up a chicken, but I do know how to cut up a chicken because that's what I would do on Sundays. My mom said, cut up that chicken and then season it with the salt and pepper. Then she would come back and put her seasoning on it. And do you have a secret for fried chicken? Do you dip it in buttermilk and then back in the flour back and forth? What's your secret of good
I have
fried chicken?
I make this called egg wash. You know,
Okay.
it's like egg wash. So I make that up and I make it like a real creamy type of egg wash. And
Is
then
that
I
like milk and eggs?
yeah, like milk and eggs. It's like egg.
Okay. I don't know what an egg wash is. Okay. Milk and eggs. Okay.
Milk and eggs, and then you just make it like real creamy. You know,
Uh-huh.
you don't want it too runny or you don't want it too thick. And
Right.
then my seasoning, I don't put like flour and stuff like that. I put like a season, a chicken seasoning, and then I
Uh-huh.
dip it from the egg wash to the seasoning, and then shake it, and then dip it in the grease. And when it come out, oh my goodness.
Well, wait a minute now. Wait. When you put the flour on there, you say, okay, you
I
put
don't
it
use
so
flour. I don't use any flour.
get out of here. Wait a minute, you go to the egg wash, to the seasoning, to the skillet. Hold on, you froze. Can't hear you. I
Hold on,
still
let me
can't
see.
hear you. Oh, there it is. Okay, go ahead. Say it again now. Okay.
Okay, there you go. You're back.
Okay. So I was saying that you go from the egg wash to
Mhm.
the seasonings and straight to oil.
Straight to oil.
Where do you get your crunchy crust and stuff from?
The egg wash itself is going to give you that crust, and then your seasoning is going to have it on there. So I don't stir my chicken or anything until it forms that crust on there. A lot of people stir their chicken, and that's how they knock the crust off of it. I
Oh,
don't after I dip it in egg wash, dip it in the seasoning, dip it in oil. I let it cook for like 7 to 10 minutes, where
mm-hmm.
it comes to get that batter on there, and then
Right.
I start stirring my chicken up because
You
I don't
flip
want
it
no batter
over.
flipping
Yeah,
over.
then you flip it. Okay.
Yeah. See,
Huh.
but thinking, I fry chicken in a big pot. I got like me do the Cajun. I got big old things.
So you drop it in a whole bunch of grease?
I a whole bunch of oil. Yeah, I drop
Oh,
like that. I cook 20 pieces of chicken at one time.
okay. That's what you mean by stirring, because I was like, how you stirring the skillet? But it's a big pot of oil that you dropped it off in there.
Yeah, just drop it off in there. It's like how I fry my turkey. I do the chicken the same way.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, we got a few more minutes, and you just mentioned the next one is a fried turkey. Now I'm gonna tell you the best fried turkey I ever had. And this guy bought me this one fried turkey. I've seen him since. I wish I knew where he was, but he put jalapenos
Mm.
underneath the skin and onions and garlic underneath the skin. So do you have any tips for fried turkeys?
Well, I season it. I'm not really a big spicy person. So I season my turkey real good. Just season it down, just rub it down.
Like you do a chicken. Are you say you rubbing it into the turkey?
Yeah, I just rub my season to the turkey. I use margarine first. I rub the turkey with margarine, and then I rub that seasoning into that margarine, just rub it into the turkey. And then just drop it in oil.
Wow.
You know,
So do you use like a Cajun seasoning or something for the turkey to make it have that?
We started some new season. I don't know if anybody familiar with it, but it's called Slap Your Mama.
Oh yeah, slap your mama.
Slap your mama. Hey, I don't know about slap my mama, but I know this season here. I'll tell you, it is
amazing. A little attitude, huh? Like you might want to think you might want to, but you know you bet not.
My daughter told me about this when I was in Arizona, and I never even heard of it. I'm like, do Texas even sell it?
Yeah.
You know, but they sell it. So I was, this is a really good season.
But you put on your turkey. And my grandson is the one that had us buying it, and they wanted to put it on corn on the cob when they were living with here. When they said, Nana, you don't have no slap your mama? I said, what did you say? Boy, you better watch yourself. I got your slap all right.
I got corn on the cob. I got corn on the cob over there too, so I might try that. Tell your grandson,
I tried it and it was good. I was like, oh my goodness. So they love corn on the cob. I cooked it, put my little butter on there, and they put that slap your mama on there, and they were tearing it up.
Oh my goodness!
Try it. It was really good.
I would have fixed a plate, but I know, you know what I'm saying.
No, don't do that in front of me.
I'm gonna do it in front of you. I had to bring you a plate then.
You gotta look here, because that's not nice. My mom used to always say, you don't eat in front of your company unless you're gonna offer them some. So we wouldn't let our company come to our house when it was dinner time because we knew we had to offer them some of our food. And if we offered them some of ours, my mom would say, okay, give them half of your plate. Like, there you go. I'm not wanting to give up half of my plate. So okay, so I guess the only other thing that people are doing now, they're doing Thanksgiving different. Some do Italian Thanksgiving. Some people are doing gumbo. Do you do gumbo?
Yeah, I haven't made gumbo yet myself personally. I'm solely just like different dishes. I haven't tried gumbo, but it's something that I want to try.
I learned how to make it last year or year before last. Oh, wow. And one of my friends that came over from Louisiana, New Orleans, and she said, let me come over and show you how to make it. Oh, Lord, it's expensive. Yeah. And it takes hours to make it, almost a half a day. So I can understand why they don't want to bring a big pot to an event to, let people kind of go. And it's got to be a special time that you fix gumbo. So
maybe you got seafood in it.
Whew. Yes, I love seafood.
Me too.
So what is your favorite dish? One I haven't mentioned. Yeah, we got some more minutes. What is something that everybody loves for you to make around the house, or your specialty?
Mac and cheese.
Oh,
everybody in my house eat mac and cheese. I don't know what it is about macaroni and cheese, but this is one of my favorite dishes that I like to make for my family because they enjoy it. And I can make macaroni and cheese today, and you can have it to Thursday, and it's still not made the same day.
Wow. Well, let me ask you this one too, because this is one of my mother's that I hate. I didn't make the recipes. I was trying to eat so much. I wasn't learning a lot about her desserts because I made all the other things, but peach cobbler.
That what she just said. Peach cobbler.
Hey.
That what she just said. Peach cobbler. That's one.
Peach cobbler.
Tell me about that peach cobbler.
Oh, it's the bomb. Big peaches, cinnamon, and a crust. Oh yes, crispy. And brown.
So this crust right here is amazing. It's amazing.
So do you cook it on top of the stove, or how do you cook it?
In the oven.
In the oven.
We roll this out, like I said, just like we do the pie. We'll roll this out, the crust, and we'll put it in the oven, bake it first, and then we'll put the peaches on top of here, and then we'll use the same crust, and then we'll cut it like just out here, and we'll lay it across, and then put that sugar and cinnamon on top of it. Put it in the oven,
and just so peaches cooked, do you put the foil on it like you did the sweet potatoes?
No, I don't put the foil on it. Yeah, no foil. Yeah, because you want to have, if you put the foil on top of that crust, it's going to make it moist.
Okay.
So you don't want
You don't want. I know. I hate gummy peach.
Ugh.
I really do. I don't like gummy peach cobbler. Oh my goodness. I threw some away the other day. Pastor bought me some from a very famous place, and I'm like, this is too gummy. All this gummy stuff, I can't stand it.
Right.
So, now brag on your wife. What does she cook that's like the best, the bomb? What brag on your wife, because I know she can cook too.
Her spaghetti. That's one thing I can say with her. That spaghetti.
She got it, huh?
Well, she got it down pack. I don't know what she in the stove. Somebody Italian recipe, but
That's my recipe.
Is that like your secret recipe?
Oh my God.
No, and none special to it, really. I don't think. I just
Well,
like,
it's the love.
Yeah. Because when I tell you that spaghetti, I literally be licking the bowl when it's, baby, ain't no more.
I know. Well, you know what? I think I know it is a special way you fix it, because I have a special way I fix mine too. And one of the church members' kids came to my house one Sunday and with my grandchild, and they said, Lady O makes the best spaghetti. I've never had spaghetti like that. And I was trying to think about what did I do was different. But one thing I don't like dry spaghetti. I can't stand where there's no sauce in there.
right.
And I do put cheese in there, shredded cheese. And I also put salsa.
Mm.
Yeah. To give it a little bit of a kick. Everything I cook has to have like a little kick. Pastor says he thinks I'm part Spanish. Because if it ain't got no kick to it, I had to do with it.
Like I say with her, I said I really don't eat spicy stuff, but I started getting jalapeno peppers after she's cooking, because she ain't gonna do it, but I put like a couple of jalapeno peppers on top of it and just cut it up. I don't know. You're right. It gives that flavor.
Yeah.
You know, but it's every now and then. I don't have to have it all the time, but every now and then I like the spaghetti just the way it is.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, listen, I have really enjoyed talking with you guys and visiting with you in your kitchen and your home. Thank you for inviting us in. And we just pray that you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Just relax. I know you've been doing a lot of traveling and you need to be with your family. And we just appreciate you sharing with us your time and some tips with the Tea Talk group here. And
anytime.
So we look forward to seeing you back at First Met. Both of y'all, the culinary department is gonna be. When are we gonna be open again?
Let's make it happen. You know, I'm here. I don't have anything planned to go out of town, so I'm here this Sunday. So y'all see me on Sunday.
Okay, we're gonna see you Sunday because I'm looking forward to it. I've been really missing that, and I know it's been a challenge too with COVID that you can't do things the way you used to and so forth, and had to be really careful with that. But we've got to get back with a safe way to be able to bring back the love through cooking, which is what I believe Thanksgiving does. You know, if you didn't have the cooking, it wouldn't be Thanksgiving. It's like right? You got to be up in the kitchen and cooking and busy preparing this meal that's full of love that you give from your heart to them. And then you see them enjoy it. And that makes you feel so much happier. And to me, being thankful for what God has given you and being thankful for the food that you have been able to prepare for your family and they're enjoying it is what Thanksgiving is all about. So thank y'all so much for letting us in your kitchen, and we look forward to seeing you again at First Met.
Sound good.
See you Sunday.
Okay, bye-bye. That's all for now. Thank you for joining Tea Talk with Lady O. We'll see you next Sunday at 3 for Tea with Lady O.
There you go.
Hold on a minute, y'all. Let's see. Stop recording.